RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Okay, welcome to Guardians of the Grid from RITC Cybersecurity, where the real threats of the digital world come alive. This week, we're about to unravel the latest threats, expose daring hacks, and the dangers of the cyber world. On the docket today is social media hacks and what to do. Along with some jaw-dropping headlines on Guardians of the Grid, we are unleashing cybersecurity tips and tricks that could be the difference between safety and disaster for you and your business. I'm Mari Cherry, joined by my co-host, Nikki Rodriguez. Are you ready to discover what's really hiding behind your screen? Connect with us at ritcsecurity.com/contact. Now we're going to head on to the news. Okay, so this first story, social media of AI agents triggers data security concerns. This is from cybersecurityinsiders.com. And this is going back to Moltbot. Do you remember talking about this? I'm not sure if you were on that episode, but it's definitely come up several times. The Moltbot, the like AI social media.
I know we've talked about it before. I don't know if I can't remember if I was on that exact episode before or not.
Yeah, it was kind of
I know
crazy.
we've discussed it.
Yeah, it's definitely come up a few times. But okay, so this says Moltbot can be connected to a wide range of digital services and applications. For example, it can integrate with calendars, email platforms, online shopping websites, and even users' personal computers. So I know, I don't know if you've seen it very much, but I know on my calendar, I've had a ton of those calendar invites that just like show up out of nowhere. Don't know where they came from. And
I
it's
don't know. I have not, for whatever reason, knock on
really,
wood. Haven't. I
okay,
know
yeah,
you guys say you get them all the time. I, for whatever reason, have not.
that's good, actually. Yeah, it shows up and it's always like some kind of, like security training or something like that. So it makes it sound really appealing. But anyway, so if you ever do, just double check with with one of us because that's what I always
Yeah,
do. I'm always like, Mike, did you sign us up for something? Because I don't remember this.
I'm surprised that I haven't gotten. I get the emails where they're trying to get me to give up phone numbers and stuff like that, pretending to be you guys, but I have not gotten. It's weird. I haven't gotten the invites on the
Okay. Well,
calendar.
I mean, that's great though. Let's hope, yeah, knock on wood. Let's hope it stays that way.
I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. It goes on to say, however, despite the potential advantages, the platform has also raised concerns about data security and privacy. Yeah, researchers and developers from Palo Alto Networks have warned that certain types of attacks, especially those delivering through text prompts, could manipulate or trick an AI agent into revealing sensitive information. I thought this one was tricky because it's like people could be tricking your AI agent from this, service to give them information, or it could even be another, it could even be another AI tricking your AI into giving you information. I, I feel like that just opens a whole can of worms for scary things to happen.
Yeah, that's why we talk about using AI for one specified job. And that's what kind of like we've talked about in the past. It kind of worried me like when companies want to use it for like customer service stuff, even, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where they're asking you those kind of questions like, what's your address? What's your shipping address or whatever? So what if it is an AI agent to another AI agent and that's what they're doing is harvesting stuff back out? That's
Right.
definitely a concern.
Right. And I totally agree. We have partners, Newbridge, who I think they're going about it like the right way. It's very specific. It's for that like
Yeah.
hours of service or, like basic, super basic questions that
Yes.
the AI can answer, and you don't need to tie up like an actual person's time just being like, "Hey, when
Right.
do you close?" You know what I mean? So yeah,
Right.
like you said, a very specific job. And I think
Right.
I
And if
wish.
there's we believe there's a time and a place for AI. It is
Hmm.
a helpful tool. We're
Yeah.
not fully anti-AI. It's just
No.
educating yourself on and knowing what information you should be giving to AI and you shouldn't as the consumer on your side. You know what I mean?
100%.
There's just certain things like obviously Facebook has AI on it and
Yep.
stuff, and like you can look things up. Just don't put anything personal in it. Be
Yeah.
very bleak in what you're giving up or asking
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Just keep it
that's
vague.
keep it everything needs to be vague. Yeah, store
Yep.
hours, basic searches on a website, stuff like
Hmm.
that. Great for that. Just
Hmm.
don't give your phone number. Don't give your personal identification information.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if it is your business, go ahead and put like your business number if that's someone, or
Yeah,
obviously they're not going to need the number, but like your business location or things like that. Like that's totally okay. Put that out there for people calling in looking for basic information. But
yeah,
if
and I
it's
feel
your
like
personal, yeah, let's hold up.
unfortunately with social media, people it's a place like an exchange for people are using it as like a relief or fun or like whatever
Yeah.
social interaction. So their guard is not up as high. And that's why I feel like it makes it like this story probably easier to
Yep.
get deceived or penetrated that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes a lot of sense, especially if people are using it on a regular basis and kind of almost like creating a this is going to sound weird, but like a connection. They feel like
Yeah.
it's a connection, with
Yeah.
their AI agent, that I can see how that comfortability would like soften those.
Same thing with like Gemini and all these different like, chat
Yeah.
GPT and stuff. People like it's almost like they befriend them. So I feel like especially
Yes.
on a platform like social media, it
Hmm.
probably like you're thinking it's just social media. This isn't business. This isn't
Yeah,
anything
it's
serious. So
fine.
I feel like it kind of opens up maybe the door a little more for that. And that's why it's maybe an easier in just because people's guards are down.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't want to jump to it yet, but that totally ties into one of the news stories you picked.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
yeah, so we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that. Um, anyway, that's all I've got for that one. I feel like we could talk all day about like AI and it talking to itself and talking to humans or people talking, I feel like we could talk all day about that, but
Yeah.
anyway, we're gonna move on. This one is Indonesia to ban children under 16 from social media. This is from
Yeah.
the record.media/Indonesia, social media ban safety. So I feel like this keeps happening. I keep seeing news stories about countries doing this because we just did an article about Australia. They
Yeah.
just did the
Yep.
exact same thing. Yeah.
France is trying to do it right now. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, I'm sure there are ways around it. Kids are getting around it. I would bet
Well,
money, but
that's we did remember with the VPNs is
that's
how
right.
they're
That's right.
able if they're smart enough, which
Yeah, which a
is
lot of
smarter
them
than
are.
adults. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's a will, there's a way, but I feel like at least it's some kind of safeguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something. It's better
mhm.
than nothing.
I agree. I think it's a good idea to at least start somewhere. Start somewhere. Maybe it'll evolve and we'll learn and we'll figure out new things, but I feel like it's a good starting point. And I like to bring this up with my kid because I'm like, look at all these countries are making this a
Yeah.
law. We're gonna hold off
They're
for a few more years.
well, they're trying here. They're trying to press it in the US. It's just because we have so
Yeah.
many more freedoms, it's harder for us to combat it in
Yeah.
more on toes. And so I think because of our constitution stuff, that's kind of where it's a little harder for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think it's gonna be a little bit harder here.
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, France is one. I believe Spain is another, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. They're like talking about it, I guess. Or maybe France is a little further along than everybody else. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I think it's interesting that so many countries are.
Australia was one of the first, like they were leaders in
Yeah,
it. If I remember
yeah,
correctly, it's like I think it's 16 or 15. It's one of the two ages. That's what they've
yeah.
decided is deciphering the age
I
for
think
it.
it has been 16, if I remember correctly, but
Hmm.
maybe it's because I just read it. So my brain's like, yeah, that's the one.
think it's like 15 to 16 is like the age group that they're finding. That's where they want the cutoff for
Yeah,
these kids.
yeah. That makes
So,
sense to me. I feel like it's a good idea. My 2 cents.
oh,
Um,
absolutely. And then with the hacking, like kids are not as safe. They're gonna get,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
Especially like if you have a kid that's trusting, or they're still learning how people work, they're probably gonna fall for a few more things than like a jaded adult might. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Or like, yeah, exactly. They can get scammed way more easily than an adult can in like a phishing scheme or
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
Or like, someone hacking an account and impersonating one of their friends, and one of their friends being like, "Hey man, I need to borrow your Uber account. Can I get like whatever?" And like going on there and messaging them, and the kid's gonna be like, "Yeah, no problem, man." You know what I
Sure.
mean? Because they're
Hmm.
kids. They don't think
Right.
about that kind of stuff. Whereas an adult is gonna be maybe a little more like attuned to like, okay, this is not
Ask
normal.
some questions at least, hopefully.
Ex- Right. So I mean, there's just so many safety concerns, but kids will get hacked. I feel like even I mean, adults get hacked easily. Kids
Yep.
really like, yeah, they'll get duped.
Watch your kids. I don't know how many times you've said that. Watch your
Watch your
kids.
kids.
It's
Watch your
true.
kids.
It's
Yeah,
true though.
we didn't have social media, so we didn't have these problems. So
Yeah, yeah, it's like adults have to learn with their kids, sort of like, oh, wait a second, we need to take a step back and figure out like what good rules and guidelines are because we don't we don't even know. It's wild.
More technology, more problems, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
hard when you have a family because I mean, it's not just educating the adults, it's educating the kids
yeah,
too.
yeah, and
And
it's everywhere, everywhere. Like
yeah,
kids have tablets for cars or whatever, but it's funny. It's funny. I'll tell my kids like, here's a notebook, here's a pen,
yeah,
write something, draw something, color. I don't
we're
do it.
going back old school, like how
Yeah,
we grew up.
yeah, and they'll look at me like, what? And I'm like, you're okay, I promise. I promise you're gonna be okay. I survived.
I mean, it's safer for them and better for their brains and development
Yeah,
overall.
yeah, yeah. And like you've said
Yeah.
multiple times, like AI is kind of like dumbing people down. You know?
It is. They've done studies on it. And again, it's because I think we'll get people to the point, and I know we will. It's just going to take some time of
Yeah,
understanding when it's a useful tool, how to use it in a useful manner, and when not to say and do things with AI,
yeah,
what not to ask it, what
yeah.
settings to have on it. Like,
Hmm.
I think it's education. It's brand new. This is brand new.
Yep,
So this is a learning curve.
yep.
Um, for everyone. And so, yeah, I mean, the AI thing, unfortunately, with social media is just, it's going to be a thing for right now until we learn best practices for how to combat it
Yeah, for sure.
and how to educate the public, just how it is.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You're right.
Yep.
Education. Um,
Education.
that's all I've got. I only had those two stories, so whenever you're ready,
Well, that's
jump
okay.
in.
Okay. So we were talking about one of my stories. We didn't want to get into it, but I'm
Yes.
going to start off with this one because I really like this one a lot. And I just found
Yeah.
it randomly. I was reading a lot of articles and they're all kind of like saying the same things generally,
Hmm.
but this one I kind of feel like went a little more in depth. And I found it it's called analyticsinsight.net. And I've never used this website before, but I had
Me
some great
neither.
stuff on it.
Cool.
And the
Okay.
story is called, it's a 2025, but it's still very much relevant today. And it's entitled How Hackers Are Penetrating Social Media 2025 Insight from the Digital Trenches. And it kind of digs into like right away, it talks about like account takeovers. And I guess in 2025, they surged from 2023 by 78%.
Yeah,
78%.
that's yeah, that's a
Like
huge jump.
hard out of nowhere. And I was actually kind of wondering if maybe this is due to like the meta thing. Remember when all the accounts linked
Oh,
together?
I bet you're right. Yeah.
Because now you can get
Okay.
into multiple things because of meta. So I was thinking, like, I was trying to think back to like, when did meta start? And maybe that's why we are seeing that surge. And like the article does talk about um, having multiple accounts linked together or
Hmm.
interlinked because I don't like even on you could be on Instagram and there's like a Uber Eats ad and you can click on it and it will go and open up your Uber
Yes.
Eats.
Yes.
So it talks about this in this article and
Hmm.
that's how they're penetrating. So once they get into one thing,
It's like a spider
they're
web.
they're in. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so that way they can get into banking, your food accounts, like, and that's how they're getting people with this. And like it gets into that in this article, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That is really scary. So make
Yeah.
sure you have, and it talks about it to combat it, like make sure you have a different password for every single account.
Yes. Yes. I know
I
it's
know it's
so
hard.
annoying, but it's so
It's
important.
you
Yeah.
have to. You really
Yeah.
have to. It also talked about like people hiring hackers increased by 43%.
Yeah. That's wild.
You
Just,
can hire a social media hacker, but this is the interesting part. It gets into it a little more later in the article where it says there's for the social media hackers, you can actually hire them if your account has been hacked
oh, okay.
to hack it back. This is very real. I'm being so serious right now. And then it talks about the implications of it and like I was like, and it gets into the legalities of it, and it's like, well, it's gray area because it's like there's no real way for you to recover. So it gets also into account recovery and how hard it is, and that there's like really no way for you to cover your accounts.
Yeah.
Like really not backed up by the social media
Right.
companies.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And the process that you go through trying to recover it, and it's like you just can't.
Hmm.
And so what they're finding is now people are hiring hackers to re-hack their own accounts.
Oh my gosh. What does that even cost? You know?
I
Like,
don't know. You can go on the dark web and do it. So
is it even worth it? I don't know. I don't know.
For some people, yes, because some of them it's okay. So it also talks about some of these are corporate accounts, like on LinkedIn.
Oh,
So
got it. Oh, I was thinking just personal accounts. Yeah.
so
Okay.
some of them are, but I didn't know this. And again, it gets into it later in the article. There are, I think it said, I wrote it down. It's like for every 100,000 followers is worth $10,000
No way.
because people get paid from off of
Wow.
social media. So if
Yeah.
they're breaking into these accounts, stealing these followers,
Oh my
and then they
gosh.
can turn around. Yeah. So there's like all these ways that they found to make money. That's why they're hacking this stuff. Not they're getting personal information, your banking stuff, all that, but they're also getting money in other ways, doing it
Yeah.
as well. And like with the corporate espionage, they're getting into these Fortune 500 companies. I was even reading.
Oh my gosh.
There was a CISO that they quote later on in the story too, and she talks about how they've gone over gotten into
Yep.
Fortune 500 companies and why they do it, like their marketing budget and all their stuff. And they've gotten to ad campaigns and stuff and like switched them and messed around with them so they can make money off of them.
Oh
And
my
because
gosh.
they have so much money, they weren't noticing for a prolonged period of
Yeah.
time
Oh,
that
for
this is
sure.
occurring. So they're just leaking money out.
And with like AI and deep fakes, if it's like a social media, like influencer,
Yeah.
they can just take over and just keep creating content.
Yes. It also talked about like the AI phishing campaigns that are
Hmm.
happening.
Yeah.
And like, so AI again, talked about how they got in through like eSIM flaws and
Hmm.
back API systems. And so there was one part where it talked about like there was a malware extension. I think it was from 2024, it said in
Hmm.
the article, and there was 184,000 accounts compromised.
Oh my gosh. Oh
And
my
then in
gosh.
2024, 3.7 million Instagram accounts were breached.
And then what can they get from each of those accounts? You know,
So
that's
they can
insane.
get personal information, like if
Yeah.
they can figure out passwords and stuff, they can go in, look at conversations.
Hmm.
Again, if you're a person that has that many followers, you're probably talking back and forth with sponsors and stuff. And
Oh
so
my gosh.
I feel like it's like a treasure trove of like different
Yeah.
ways that they can get to you, or what they can do then is get in and then start messaging people and getting information out of people thinking that it's you.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There was somewhere in the article, I don't remember which part, but it says they're emphasizing the human aspect. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
if you can trick or get past just one of these, you get, like you said, a treasure trove of
Yep.
information.
Yeah.
Wow.
This story was really, really good. I was like, oh, click
Yeah,
here.
yes.
This is very much relevant
Hmm.
um today. And then it does give um like tips for how to combat it. Like we were
Hmm.
saying, like password differences. It says to like basically tells you to it says audit connected apps and logins regularly
Yep.
as well. That's something that I'm guilty. I need to log
Oh,
out on regular.
I know, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I will admit, we do have VPNs on our
Yes.
phone. Yeah, mine is on all the time.
Sure.
I run scans on my phone constantly.
Yep.
Um,
So
and then
you are doing some good things. So good job.
no, yeah. And I try to keep limited, like even my personal stuff that I post on there because I don't want people to know too terribly much.
Right.
Like my location or anything. I never like, on pictures of
Yes.
one of the big ones is people don't realize you can put it'll give you a precise location. So if you're
Yep.
doing it from your house at any point in time, you've just shared with the entire internet where you live.
Yeah, that's really great. Or the whole feature of sharing your location on Instagram. Like it was this
Yeah.
really cool thing. Just share where you are. And I was like, "Oh my
No, thank you.
gosh." There were so many people who did it, like too, like family members. I was like, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't. Just don't do that because, like XYZ." And they were just like, "Yeah, maybe." And I was like, "Oh gosh." Oh my gosh. But,
Yeah.
people are going to do what they want to do. So that's okay.
Yeah. And I mean, the article talks about how like social media now is the safest that it's ever been, which is scary, which means it wasn't safe at all in the beginning.
Yikes. Oh my
So,
gosh.
I mean, it tells strong personal security practices. And
Hmm.
kind of like when to know how to seek professional help. And it also tells you,
Yeah.
like, if you think that you've been hacked or something weird is going on, document everything, screenshots, take pictures of like your account looking wrong and whatever.
Hmm.
And you need to reach out immediately
Yeah.
to
So smart.
their cybersecurity and IT teams and alert them so they
Yeah.
know what's going on immediately, because it's not getting fixed. It's the whole see something, say something.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And it like yeah, they could probably build a pattern too if enough people did it. They're going to recognize
Yeah.
things and put some safeguards in place if enough people would actually follow those guidelines.
Yes.
Those are good
Yes.
ideas.
But yeah, this was a great story.
Hmm.
We can probably post it because it actually has a lot of good
Yes. Yep.
information and stuff. I actually have my next one
Hmm.
is actually from LinkedIn. It was an article that's actually written by their account recovery expert.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, which was, so I think this is great.
Yeah,
And
probably
it's
a lot of
entitled
firsthand
Common.
experience.
Exactly. And it's pretty simplistic. This is like anyone
Hmm.
can read this and understand it. So I really like this.
Yeah.
It's a good resource. Common reasons social media accounts get hacked, and it literally what we kind of just discussed. You
Yes.
know, weak passwords, that kind of stuff. And then it talks about like different types of attacks that are in here. It tells you not avoid personal information, like we were just saying. Don't include your name, birthday, or other easily accessible personal details in your password ever. Okay.
Hmm.
It's easy for them, people to get into other stuff using the same password on multiple sites. We just
Hmm.
discussed that. So this gives a breakdown of best practices, and it's
Yeah.
this is stuff any day users can use. This is not cybersecurity professionals.
Nope.
This is all you guys out
Yeah.
there. So,
Everybody.
and this one, obviously, clicking on phishing and fake links, like we've talked about that. I feel like most adults, except for like the vulnerable populations, like people maybe with mental disabilities or younger kids or our elderly, are the ones that are um, definitely more likely to
Hmm.
probably partake in accidentally doing that.
Sure.
So um, that's again, we need to be aware of that. So even
Check on
watch
your
your
people.
check on your yeah, no, seriously, like your 85-year-old grandma wants to keep in touch with everyone as she
Right.
should, but you
Right.
need to help her and protect her as well. So help a friend.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. So in this scenario, it does take a village. Help your kids,
It does.
help your
Yes.
older family members as well, so they can protect themselves.
Hmm.
I think that's really important as well.
Hmm.
This one also talks about logging in on fake websites or clone pages.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
people think they're going on a real social media website, and it's actually and it looks very legitimate. Like
Yeah.
we've talked about this, you have to look for the HTTP www dot the dot com, like
Yeah.
make,
HTTPS. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
make sure that all of that is in there, that it is real.
Just double check. You can verify,
Yeah.
Don't click on the link. Just go search it
Yep.
yourself. Hmm.
Yep. So that gets into this in this article. And then it also talks about like downloading malicious apps and
Yeah.
software.
Yeah, that stood out to me. I feel like that's
Yes.
something that a lot of people aren't even going to think about. Malicious apps. It's like, oh, it's from the App Store.
We did a story, I think we did a story and one of our podcasts talking about that, like malicious apps a while ago. I
Hmm.
think this got brought up in one of our podcasts, is you can't trust
Hmm.
every app. Again,
No.
if you have to, Google it first. Look it up.
I know. Well, how many times do we say just do a little bit of your own research? Like it
Research.
doesn't take that long. It's not that hard. Just Google a few things. So, yeah, you're 100% right. Just Google it.
Yep. And then, and it tells you to like use antivirus software, which
Yeah,
everybody should be using and updating on a regular
should
basis.
be.
Make sure that it's from a trusted source from off of your Google store or your Apple App Store.
Yes.
Um, Read reviews, like I was saying, look it up. Just look it up. It does not hurt to look it up, friends.
It really doesn't. But I don't
So
know why that's such a hang up for some people. Like it just
takes
I
two
don't
seconds and it could save you like a world of hurt,
hmm. Yeah.
of identity theft, of like so many things. So
Hmm. I think
it's
people
just worth it.
yeah, I think people are still in that mindset though. It's kind of like, well, I don't have anything that like they're gonna want or I don't have enough information, or it's like I don't have money, or different things like that, that people just assume that they're not going to be a target, and that's not necessarily true.
I absolutely, I agree. And I honestly, Mari, I was that person for years because I
Me
didn't work
too.
in cybersecurity and I didn't understand why everyday people's information. And it took me literally going to college and taking like, cyber terrorism classes to be like, oh, this makes sense now.
Oh
You
no,
know,
like eyes opened.
it
Yikes.
was, especially like with the healthcare breach stuff, because I was
Hmm.
like, okay, who cares? It's your healthcare. I wasn't thinking deep. Like, I don't think a lot of people think deep enough about it. Like, they're going after, like, if once they have your first and last name and a phone number, they can do a lot. We can do
Hmm.
reverse phone lookups, right? On the
Yep.
internet now. You can
Yep.
pay 99 cents and I can get a person's personal address right now. That's scary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that simple, like just small amounts of information and think about it like some of the stuff, your social security numbers out there, they can get into your banking if they know your social
Yep.
security. They can get literally anything. They can change your entire identity. They can take loans out. They can do so many things
Hmm.
from stealing this. They can open credit cards. So it is important. And just because you don't think you have money, you do that you don't realize. And they
Right.
will literally, I've heard horror stories. I feel so bad for people. And I mean, this can all start with social media,
Yep.
just not on social media. Crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, this is a great resource. We'll post this one too.
Yes. Yeah, this was good.
Um, so two-factor authentication, we always tell you guys to do that.
Yep.
Don't public Wi-Fi usage, stop using it unless you know that it's 100% safe. And if
Hmm.
you absolutely have to use it, you have to have a VPN on. Make sure you have malware going.
Yeah.
Like
If it's your only option, there are things you can do to help. But
yes,
yeah, if you
to
can
help.
avoid it, please do.
Please do. And then I also I found for us too the Federal Trade Commission consumer advice. So it's our government site.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
it talks about if your email or your social media gets hacked and tells you what to do. So this was a really good
Yeah.
resource and it like lists all the different ones, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, all of them are kind of on here. And it breaks down again how to do it, ways to protect yourself. So this is also a good resource for people to
Yeah.
check out. And then you can actually click on the links for each individual. If you can't log in or you're having
Hmm.
recovery issues, it has like a little chart where you can click on there. Like let's say you can't get into Instagram and it'll link you to how to help you with that specific one. So this is a
Yeah.
really good resource as well.
It does list multiple different sites. Let's see, there's
A
Facebook,
lot.
LinkedIn, Reddit, WhatsApp, YouTube, Google, Microsoft, Snapchat, X, all of them, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Yahoo. So yeah, and it also gives there's archives, and yeah, you found some good stuff for this
Yeah.
episode.
WhatsApp, you might not have to worry about anymore, but that's another story that I was just reading
Yeah.
about how they're trying to eliminate it off
Yeah.
of phone platforms. But that's
Oh my
that's for
gosh.
another story time.
We could probably take up an
That was
episode
that
of
was
that.
different cybersecurity news. So yeah, that I just found the other day. I was like, this is really interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've heard a
But
lot
yeah,
of people like recommend that though. They're like, can we use this? And I was like, I'd rather not. If we, if we could avoid it, there are better options. Let's not use that
yes,
one. But
yes,
but I think people still use it on a regular basis.
yeah,
Hmm.
yes,
So
they
that's
do.
that's good. That's really great.
Yeah. But anyways, all the other ones are on here too, and they're ones that people use on a regular basis.
Yeah. You did kind of cover like I feel like the most important things with the stories you found, kind of
Yeah.
like identifying the problem and then ways to mitigate the risk. And I think they were perfect for this episode.
Yeah, that one story when I found it, because I was just reading a bunch of random stories, I was like, this one is great. How did I find this? I don't care
Yeah,
if it's a year old, it is still relevant today.
it is. Yeah, it was perfect. It
Which
was
one are
just
you
right.
talking about?
The how hackers are penetrating
Oh,
the
Yeah.
analytics insight website. That one was like, it's a good resource and it's a good
Yeah.
breakdown
yeah.
of how they're doing it because it's pretty crazy, like all
Hmm.
the statistics and stuff they're giving on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that
No.
with that first one, it was like what was the number? 74?
It
78.
was so in for hiring hackers, it increased
That's right.
by from I think it was 2023, 43% increase in
Okay, that's what it was.
hired hacker searches for social media. And then it increased, I want to say it was like 78%.
78. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Number, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was 78%. Yeah.
That's insane.
From 2023 to 2025, it was a 78% increase in hacks for people trying to get in.
Yeah. And I think in the story somewhere that says that it was originally for like blackmail and stuff was the initial times for the attacking, but now it's turned into like espionage and because of all the integrated
The
verification.
corporate
He's
ones.
probably already talked about this, but yeah.
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 It's corporate espionage is what they're using the LinkedIn's, and they're getting like the CEOs, the people at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they're breaking into their accounts for. And then we were talking about how they break into corporate accounts as well because they have such they pay out the amount of money that they have budgeted towards marketing and stuff. So they like to go in there and get behind the scenes and mess with their marketing campaigns and stuff to like skim the money out as well
Yeah.
until they catch it.
And that's another thing with the like social media, people thinking that like they're not important enough or don't have the money. Like if you're affiliated with a specific company, even if you're not holding a high-ranking position and your data gets breached or whatever, your socials get breached, they could then have access or get access to a lot of these.
Lots of things. Well, that's what we were talking about too. Like when we brought up, like, that's why healthcare, everything, it's just you think that you're not important, but you actually really are because of
There are so many,
Mario and I
so
were talking about
many
like,
things.
people don't realize you can have like credit cards opened in your name, other
Right.
accounts opened in your name. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not a millionaire or who you are, they'll chip away at whatever little bit they
Yeah.
can get out of you.
Or who they can get to from you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yikes.
You never know what they really want. You can say it, yeah, and that's exactly the point. You both made it. It's like you can say you're not important. You can say you're not a millionaire, but you don't know who they know, who you've connected you to, who they believe you have credibility with. And it still comes back to the fact that they may just want to mine Bitcoin using compute power. And
Yeah, I always forget about that. That's so funny.
Well, we were talking about like in that article, it talked about like the value of 100,000 followers is worth
Yeah.
10K. And when you have that many followers, there's got to be someone in your followers that's got money or some kind of resource that you can go
Right.
after. So that's invaluable, and people don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh my
And that's I
gosh.
was telling Mari because they get like sponsored. Like a lot of these big influencers have sponsorships from big corporate companies. So what happens? They can get in and start messaging back and forth, sending stuff to different addresses, getting other information out and stuff. Like it's crazy. They can just pretty much manipulate and do whatever they want in there until they get
Yeah.
caught finally.
Yeah.
And I think even with our billions of followers, we'll never sell out.
Yeah. For sure.
They're going after us, guys.
Yeah. So lock it down.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so I have just like guys jump in too if you feel like I didn't add something that we had talked about, but I just have like warning signs that your social media account has hacked or was hacked.
Yeah.
Posts or messages appear that you didn't send, obviously, unless you let your kids on your phone check that,
Or you've been drinking.
or you've been drinking. Watch your behavior.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
password suddenly stops working. That would just reset it. Just hurry and reset it. Just don't mess with that. Login alerts from unfamiliar devices or locations. Profile information like email or phone number has changed. Your account begins following new accounts or sending spam.
Yep.
Could be
Well,
it.
the logging in from a different device, I've had that occur where it
Yeah.
alerts you. Usually, like, I've had it happen on Instagram, and it'll say, it'll ask, "Is this
Yeah.
you logging in near like whatever Los Angeles?" I'm like, "I live in Arizona, not me," and you report it immediately,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then go change your stuff immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's some common scams that could happen. So maybe not just anyway, we'll get into it. Okay. So emergency money requests sent from friends.
Yes,
So
those are
if,
huge.
like you mentioned, depends on who you know. And maybe they can get a hold of someone who does have money and request
That's
some
what we were
money.
saying with kids on social media, Mike, like if you have your kids on social
Yeah.
media,
Yeah.
be careful because they're so gullible. Like one of their, they get hacked, or one of their friends gets hacked and goes on, oh, I need this. My mom won't give me whatever. Like, like ask for like logins to your Uber account or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no problem.
Sure. Why not? Yeah, that's scary. Fake cryptocurrency or investment opportunities. That's one that gets people a lot. Malicious links in direct messages.
Yeah.
I anytime I follow a new account and they send me an automated message that's like click the link, I'm like, who does this?
Yeah.
Who does this? Does anybody do this? Like I understand why, they're trying to like build things up. They want your email address, but I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, fake giveaways, asking for fees or personal information. Impersonation accounts created using the victim's photos. We talked about this too, and like deep fakes are a problem.
I had at one point in time, someone make a fake account from my Instagram. And then I've had multiple friends where I've seen it. And then immediately what people will do is like just put out a mass message on their social media. Do not, and that's what you have to do, like inform everyone. If you see something, and I have one account, and that's what people write. I have one account. Do not click on any other account. Do not accept an invite from me.
Yeah.
And immediately, again, report it. Have all your friends, ask your friends, please report it. Because the more people report it, the more it's going to alert on their end faster rather than a single person report. It takes like, with Instagram, a report like that, if it's one person reporting, it takes like several days for them to get back to you. Whereas if they're getting blown up about the same account, they'll respond a lot faster.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I read that was why the whole thing behind the Hackers for Hire was because the response time was so cumbersome and getting the response process, getting things fixed. They were so hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's not just that, but like the article that I had even got into it, and I know this for a fact because I've tried to recover an account. They just won't. Like there's just not really a way to do it, and you'll just go back and forth, and there's nothing they can really do on the end of these social media platforms. And so basically people are hiring hackers to rehack their own accounts.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. That's when I said, I was like, well, maybe that's part of the increase in searching for hackers is because people are now my account back. Because like Instagram's not doing anything. Facebook's not doing anything. I'm going to take matters into my own hand. Let me go in the dark and find someone.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
That's what that Hacker for Hire, I don't know if you guys clicked on that link to Hackers for Hire, but that's a legitimate link. That's they're actual legit company out there that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ethical hackers.
Okay.
I would be extremely careful with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's, I mean, but yeah, got to do what you got to do.
Because all they're really doing is proving they can hack your account, and, what's to stop them from doing it next time?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll go through a few things, how to mitigate some of these issues.
Yes.
So like we've said a few times throughout this episode, use strong, unique passwords for every account. Different ones.
Password.
Enable MFA, multi-factor authentication. Be cautious of unexpected links in messages. Maybe just don't click on any of them.
Perhaps.
Review and remove unknown third-party apps.
Yes.
Just yikes. That's a whole can of worms set. I still am like wrapping my brain around. Anyway, and then turn on login alerts for new devices or locations, like you were just saying, Nikki.
Yeah.
What else, Mike, do you think there is that we didn't mention?
One of the things that I would recommend is not using login with like Google or whatever. I would use a unique email and password for each location, not use the verification services.
Unique email and password for each one?
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, that's the way to be ultimately safe. I mean, you can use the same email, but it's a unique password per,
for sure.
An Instagram password, a Facebook password. But, we've seen this ubiquitously, especially with like LinkedIn. Do you want to log in using Google? Hell no, I don't want to log in using Google.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
As I've said, I said a lot, and you guys have heard me say a lot. anything that makes it more user friendly and easier for you to use makes it easier to hack.
Exactly. Yeah. And that story got into that with the cross-platform stuff. And like, because we were talking about, like, Instagram will pop up with ads for like other platforms, like Uber Eats or whatever, like, oh, 10% off, whatever. And you click on it and just automatically links you into your next account. No.
Which is now tying a credit card into your Instagram account. Which
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's what it gets kind of tapped into in that article talking about that. And that's how they get into your banks and all sorts of stuff. And people just don't realize, like, everything needs to be kept separate from.
What's that Facebook? Is it like Facebook Marketplace or something like that?
Yeah.
That is
you can
it.
purchase.
Yeah, you're gonna have financials tied to that, I assume. I mean, I've never used it, so.
So with Facebook, you also can send prepaid, like, gift cards to people.
Oh wow.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
feature that's on there. Like, let's say it's somebody's birthday and you want to say happy birthday. It used to be that way. I don't know if it's still that way, but I remember
I don't
years
know.
ago, it had that feature where you could go on there and send like an e-gift card through Facebook to people.
Wow.
You could make donations on there
Wow.
to different causes. Like, you can put like, this is my cause for this year for my birthday, and you can go on there, and so it's linked to a card from off of Facebook. So another way that people don't realize that you have a card on there.
Oh my gosh.
So I haven't been on Facebook since 2013-ish. So the biggest concern then was people throwing digital sheep at you and getting tied down with a farming game, and that was
Yeah,
it.
it's been a while.
A farming game.
It's been a while.
Oh, that's
But
so
at
funny.
one point, I did a value for a client. I did a valuation of Facebook because they were like they wanted to build their own version of Facebook, and they're like, well, "Where does the money come from?" And so I went through and dug into it. And there's no money. Facebook at that time generated nothing income-wise except information. And
Yeah.
that's all it was. And their overhead costs and what they were valued at made absolutely no sense, and still don't. Because all it is digital information trading, and that's really all it is. Now, I mean, now that they've expanded with the marketplace and all the other stuff, that explains some of the valuation. But
That marketing and stuff,
Yeah.
paid ads.
back then, it was, they're spending, a couple $100 million a year on infrastructure and staff and all that kind of stuff, and what they were bringing in or what their actual hard value was nothing. And so it was like, well, why is this thing valued so high? And then it came down to selling information. So,
Man, I just miss the MySpace days where you just
I was just thinking that.
everyone was friends with Tom.
Right? You could just add music. Just put your favorite songs on there.
You could put your friends in order of who you like the most for the week on your front page, but everyone was friends with Tom. You couldn't
Right?
not be
You had at least one.
Everyone started with one, and you could put whatever background music you wanted.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Yeah. The backgrounds, you could change the whole layout, colors, everything.
It was completely customized through like code, and it was way better than what we deal with now, guys.
It was so fun. Yeah.
That was back in the day,
The good old days.
the good old days. Social media.
Oh my gosh. That's so
And
funny.
then it got corrupted.
I only got on Facebook because there was a girl I was dating at the time, and she's like, well, you got to get on Facebook.
You
I was
have
like,
to.
Yeah, okay, all right, whatever. And I was on it it was like 2008. And I was on it till 2012.
You know what's interesting? I've heard this I dated a guy, and that's the only reason he ended up getting on it is because his ex years ago convinced him that he needed to be on it so they could post pictures and stuff together. And it's funny because I remember when we were dating, and this is like not too long ago, I found it out. He literally has like only 40 friends on there. Like, he really doesn't use it.
Yeah. No.
Like, really just doesn't use it anymore. Like, used it initially a little bit and then just stopped altogether. And I think it's funny, like, men in a lot of ways, especially like certain age groups, are just not as interested in it.
Yeah. Just don't even have one. Some of them just never have, never will.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like women are more.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see like the statistics on men to women social media usage.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm curious about that too. That's
Although
I definitely think
probably
it's women.
more now. I think there's more now.
Yeah, you're probably right.
than
Like younger
when-
generations, you mean?
Yeah.
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 Definitely, but age group wise, I feel like the 40 plus male crowd doesn't use it nearly as much or is very limited to their use.
Yeah. I
Eh.
can see that.
Whereas the 40 plus women are using it into their age. Like we're social creatures. We like to talk to each other and other people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
if I
curious
wanna
about that too.
Talk to people, I go to the cigar shop.
Right. Voiceless.
And I don't want to see pictures of their kids or their vacation pictures.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I 100% agree with you. But yeah, it's just like I was on it because you wanted it. And then, when I was starting up Silence Actor, the startup before this, I was talking to a buddy of mine from the NSA. He's like, well, if you're going to do this, he's like, you shouldn't have been on social media in the first place. I'm like, I know. And he goes, but it was a temporary thing. He's like, but if you're going to be if you're going to start the cybersecurity company, you definitely need to not have, the only thing that you can have, you need to have one. Otherwise they're convinced you're spooks. So you need to get, choose LinkedIn and then nothing else. And I'm like, cool. Because I don't need the time suck that this has been anyway. So
I do have a friend who works for the FBI and he does have, I won't say what social media platform, but it's very limited. And there's no direct pictures because he works in counterterrorism. Like any pictures of him on there is like he has a beanie and like sunglasses on too. Like only people, he's very limited. It's like only people he knows are on there, and everything is very, very simplistic and very limited. And that's it.
That's smart.
So we have to, for his safety and for government safety, they have to, because we've talked about how there's been hacks into government stuff through people's social medias and stuff. People that work for the government, that's how they've gotten through. So that's a breach right there in itself. So they have to be really careful with their social media usage and what they're putting on there and how identifiable they are.
Well, and the other thing that you have to be concerned about, and when you're in that kind of position, is if you have it on your phone, they still have those proximity alerts, right? So you're next to somebody that has Facebook, all of a sudden is, do you know so-and-so? And it's like, that is not what you know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
it
freaked me out the
people
first
all the
time I
time.
did it. It came up with me, and I'm like, okay, this
Because
ain't
it
right.
accesses not only your location, but also anyone in your phone, like any contact that you have.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it'll start suggesting.
I don't like it.
Anytime it suggests this someone you may know or new account that you may know, that's why it's suggesting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No thanks. No thanks.
Yep.
All right. Well, how do you guys feel about?
On a high note.
I know. Speaking of social media, our close lists all of our socials.
Well,
check us
that
out.
social media is fine because we're good.
mean, we just need to be safe, guys.
Yeah. Just be safe. All right. Okay. Tune in next week for stories that might just change the way you see the digital world. Be sure to look for our videos on X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Remember, cybercrime is bad. Love RITC Cybersecurity. Thanks for listening to the Guardians of the Grid podcast. See you guys. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.